same characters as an original word, but in a different position. So this is just an arrangement of same set of letters. So we need to find if S and T follow the same rule. Basically, if they are anagram of each other. Okay. So one very intuitive way to solve this would be if we sort S and if we sort T. If they are equal, then definitely they are anagram, because on sorting what happens, the letters will be sorted, and they will be like the sorted sequence will contain the letters in the alphabetic order. So first A will be coming, both of A will be coming together, or maybe three A's, right? And then whatever is next, that is G will be coming, then I don't know, M will be coming likewise. And if we sort this as well, we'll get the similar word. We can compare if they are equal. So what we can do is we can do as dot sort. If that is equal to T dot sort, then if they are equal, then that means they are anagram. If it is not, then we can't say it's then S is not anagram of T or T is not anagram of S. So that is one. But there is a thing that this S and T needs to be equal. If let's say S has 10 characters and T has 9 characters, then definitely they can't be anagram of each other. So the base condition, or the edge case to check would be that they should be equal in length. That's the first criteria of finding whether they are anagram of each other or not. So we can sort and do it, but string does not support sort by default in JavaScript. So we need to convert this to array and then do this. So we'll be solving it, but now we know that we have done it, but the time complexity would be, because we know for sorting a word, the time complexity would be n log n, right? So this is definitely a better approach of like doing brute force, where we could have just tested A and then we would have taken A and we would have counted that, okay, we have similar number of A's in the second word. So for every word, for every letter, we have to compute, or we have to test every other letter, or every other character in second word. So that would have taken more time. Definitely it would have been an n square solution. But by sorting, I'm not going more into brute force, because we have already seen in the other problem that how brute force works in this type of question. So we have directly taken the better approach, that's the sorting approach. But how we can do it better, so as we can see, we have done in two sum and contains duplicate, that we can take the leverage from the hash map. Hash map helps us to get element in O of one time lookup, right? So what we can do is we can maybe take every characters of S in hash map, and take the frequency of each of the character in hash map. Let's say if I suppose this is the hash map and these are the chars and these are the frequencies, how many times A occurred in S, this is 3, how many times N occurred, that is 1, how many times G occurred, that is 1, similarly. And similarly we can store values of T in a second hash map, or maybe to improve, rather than using two hash map, what we can do is we can increase the count. Whenever we get like A here in S, we can increase the count of A to 1. And similarly, we will see whatever the character we have got in T, we will decrease the count in hash map correspondingly. So let's say if I talk about, if we go more into that, we have the example as anagram, that is S, and we have T, that is nag ram. Okay, now let's say initially we don't have anything in the hash map. We got A, so as we have string T, and we are maintaining this hash map where the key is character and the count is the value of, or the frequency they are occurring in the string. So whenever we are encountering something in A, we will increase the count by 1, and the default value of all the string in the hash map will be 0. That will be handling with the code. So let's say first we got A, so we will increase the count by 1 here, and here we got n, so we will decrease the count of n by 1. Here we got n, so we will increase the count by 1. And here we got okay, n is done. Then here we are getting A again, so we'll increase the count, we'll decrease the count by 1, and then we'll move to here, so A again, so we'll increase the count by 1. And then we'll move here, we got G, we'll decrease the count by 1. Then we'll move here, we got G, we'll increase the count by 1. Then we got here, we got here, we got to R, so we'll increase the count by 1. And we got here that is R again, so we'll decrease the count by 1. We got here that is A plus 1, and then we got here, we got A again, and we will decrease the count by 1. And here we got M, so we'll increase the count by 1, and here we got the M again. So if you see, this got cancelled out, this got cancelled out. Actually, there is some mistake. This all A would have cancelled out. This would have become 0, this would have become 0, this should have become 0, become 0, this should have become 0. Now I can loop through my map and see if all the values are 0 in my map. If there is any value which is not 0, that means there was some disbalance between these two strings. All the characters are not equal, or the characters count are not equal, so that means it's not an anagram. Okay, so we'll be doing with our both of the approaches. First we'll try to do it with the sorting method, and then we'll try to do it with the hash map method. So let's first see with the sorting method. So we have, as you can see, we have this question to see if the length is equal or not. So we'll take the length of s, and then we'll see if the length of both are equal or not. If the length itself is not equal, then we know that they can't be anagram of each other. Okay, we can return false directly from here. If not, then we can do a sorting and both of the string, but for the sorting we need to first convert them into an array and then do the sorting. So what we can do is we can write something like we will split the string so that it becomes an array, and then we will sort the array, and then we'll join it further to make it string again. Same we'll do with t, and then now we'll check if both of these are equal after sorting. If they are equal, then definitely they are anagram. So let's run it. It runs fine, and let's submit it to see that it works too. And we can see that yeah, it works too. So now we will be solving it through the HashMap method. So we'll try to do it using HashMap. So HashMap, the first condition will remain same. We'll try to see the length first. Sorry, length of if length of both are not equal, we can return direct false from false directly, and then we will create an HashMap, and then we can loop through each of the element, or sorry, each of the character in the string. So if the length is same, we are trying to set the default value of string. Let's say s of I is not present in the hash map, then it should default to 0. Similarly, we can do for t. If t of I is not present in the hash map, then we'll default it to 0. For every character in s, we'll increase the count by 1, and for every character in t, we'll decrease the count by 1. Okay, now our hash map would have all the frequencies, and if they are anagram, the frequencies would have become 0, because the number of times we have increased using s, it would have been decreased using t. So will have to loop in through the hash map, and then we have to see the character count in it. So let's suppose this character, what is the count? The count, if it is if it's not 0, then that means it's not an anagram, right? So we have to return false from here. So let's say if we don't come here, at the end we can return true, because if every count is 0, then we would not have arrived at this particular condition. At the last, we can conclude that it was an anagram, definitely. So yeah, this was the, yeah, maybe run it and see once. Yeah, it runs and passes the basic test. Now submit and try to see if it passes every other test, and this is pretty good. So I hope you liked the video, and I'll come up with the next videos of the series. And if you really like the video, please hit the like button. I'll be making more such videos, and please subscribe to the channel. That will definitely motivate me to make more of this kind of video. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video.